Devil May Cry is a series known to many, whether for its gameplay, memes,
check your balls,
vast collection of weapons, or Virgil Judgment Cut edits.
This may be fun.
However, one stands out as the best entry to this day.
It's Devil May Cry.
But why is this one considered to be the best? Well, aside from entertaining story and characters, it's the first one to introduce the style system. Simply put, you can change between different stances to change Dante's moveset. Who's Dante? It's this guy, a professional demon hunter, who's partly a demon himself. Let me explain. Long ago, a demon named Sparda separated the world of humans and demons, and then settled down to have a family. Now his son Virgil, who is still in his edgy phase, and a bald priest with a failed hair transplant are trying to break the seal, and it is your job to stop them. By the way, the game is actually quite challenging.
I got greedy. Wait, what's this? Easy mode is now selectable. Okay.
You make your way to the pizza tower that has risen from the ground. The entrance is guarded by a doggy.
Easy, Fido. How about I take you out for a walk?
You defeat the puppy and acquire an ice nunchucks. Then an emotionally and mentally unstable woman shoots a missile at Dante, and he rides it like Tony Hawk. It is revealed that the girl is Arkham's daughter, and that she is an uninvited guest.
A storm is approaching.
Welcome to the Pizza Tower, a place where even if you know where you're going, you'll still end up lost for more than an hour. You run from room to room, executing demons with stylish moves. Or at least that was what I was trying to do. Yeah, emphasis on trying. After killing the giant bug that was shooting lightning bolts at me, Dante had to face his most vicious enemy yet. A closed door.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Luckily, he meets Jester, a friendly, totally not evil demon, who helps Dante use his brain. Sadly, you have to beat the shit out of Bozo in the next room. After getting lost for yet another hour, Dante reaches the Firestorm Chamber, where he fights the twin demons.
We just invented a new sport! It's kind of like basketball, but instead, we're using a 30-pound dumbbell!
Upon defeat, they plead to be taken along for the ride.
No talking.
Be positive!
To push further, Dante has to complete 3 trials. The Trial of Wisdom, the Trial of Skill, and the Trial of the Warriors. Meanwhile, Lady is busy, spending quality time with her dad, who leads his daughter off the tower, straight into the abyss. Dante catches her, but she decides to shoot his ass. Twice.
Here I am trying to help you, And you show your thanks by shooting me?
So he's a demon too.
Wait, she didn't know he was a demon up until now. So she just shot him, thinking he's just some random guy who somehow managed to survive in the tower.
After solving a few more puzzles and after a few trampoline jumps, they really cut corners on the stairs, didn't they? Dante reaches the top of the tower, where Virgil awaits. The two brothers clash in a fierce battle, and somehow I kicked the living shit out of the edgelord. But the plot armor had to save him. As the blade pierces Dante's chest, a new devil power awakens within him. After acquiring his new powers, Dante decides to jump off the tower that's the size of a skyscraper or two, Naruto run off Duel, turn into a fucking Beyblade, and get swallowed by a flying whale. Cinema. Inside it, he makes his way through the Leviathan's guts and eventually reaches its heart. That somehow has a laser built into it and kills it. Who wrote this? What were they smoking when making this? While Lady handles all the demons, Dante enters the tower's deepest chambers, where he fights giant spiders, necromancers, and local MILFs.
Is this your first time here?
Yeah, it is. You'll be nice to me, won't you?
That, upon defeat, turn into a Guitar Hero controller that shoots lightning when played on. Meanwhile, Virgil and Arkham have a falling out, because the bald man is not edgy enough and still cares for his daughter. So the Virgil stabs him. After facing giant pizza cutters, more spiders, and some football practice, Dante and Lady stumble upon Arkham's body. Lady reveals that her father murdered her mother in order to become a demon, and that she should have been the one to end his life. With the rest of his strength, Arkham tells Lady that he was lied to. He apologizes for his actions and passes away, with his daughter by his side.
Father! Father!
Damn, that was some heavy stuff. Well, back to killing demons while doing silly tricks. Dante traverses the mines, using the giant minecart, while fending off enemies. He descends even deeper, and confronts Beowulf, a kitty blinded by Sparda.
Pinky. Hi, this is Pinky. He's available for adoption. He's pet of the week.
Beowulf mistakes Dante for Sparda and attacks him. The kitty throws its scratching paws at you, so we have to dodge them. After losing its second eye, the creature runs away. only to get clapped by Virgil. Dante obtains a key to proceed further, but the magic 8-ball sucks the soul out of anyone who holds it. So, in your demon form, you run faster than someone rushing to the toilet after a meal from Taco Bell. While fighting off the demons, to return the ball where it belongs. Afterwards, Dante is forced into a fight with a ghost horse, who has an ability to stop time. Upon winning, Dante unlocks a new style, called Quicksilver, that allows him to stop time for a few seconds. The time has come for another battle, brother against a brother.
What are you gonna do? What's the baby gonna do?
Break down!
But this time, Virgil uses his Devil Trigger form as well. Midway through the fight, Lady jumps in to kill Virgil. But suddenly, Jared Leto appears and reveals his great plan. It was Arkham all along. He explains that Dante and Virgil unknowingly helped him through their fights, rivalry, and use of their mother's necklace, which all contributed to his goal to acquire Force Edge, Sparda's legendary sword, and absorb its power to become Sparda. He then breakdances and throws the group off the edge. Virgil fucking dies, and Dante catches Lady, and the two chase after Arkham. While Lady chose a bit more grounded approach to reach the peak of the tower, Dante does this. God, I love this game. You make your way through the rearranged tower, coming across old locations. Meanwhile, Arkham opens a gateway to hell. Dante ascends the tower, and along the way, in the library, he encounters Lady, and the two, because of an disagreement, get into a fight, like an actual boss fight. Afterwards, he shoots his shot at Lady, but nope.
Wow, Lady delivered this deep monologue about how she's struggling and all, and this guy really went for a smooch.
Exhausted, she acknowledges that she will not be able to stop her father. So she entrusts her mission and an RPG to Dante, and after a long battle, she gets a well-deserved rest. Dante reaches the Moonlight Mile and is forced to fight his own shadow.
Come on, poser.
This whole fight has a much more deeper meaning if you think about it. The Shadow Dante represents the repressed, unconscious parts of Dante, as well as traits he dislikes or even fears. The doppelganger is Dante's shadow in the most literal sense, a figure of his inner darkness, mirroring his moveset and style. Once defeated, the shadow dissipates. Dante doesn't just destroy it, instead he absorbs it and gets the Shadow Clone Jutsu style. Dante is not rejecting his darker, demonic self, but instead accepts it as a part of who he is. Well, philosophy class is over. Time to kill Demon God. Dante reaches the top of the tower, gets abducted by aliens, and finally reaches the gates of hell. After a short chess game, he finds himself in that one chapter from Berserk. Dante is forced to fight all the past bosses to unlock the portal to proceed further. Meanwhile, Arkham has obtained Sparda's full power. The time has come to end this. Dante confronts Arkham, who is unable to control his new power and turns into a giant jellyfish. And it is not a fun boss fight. Not because it's hard. It's just blunt and annoying. Dante is no match for Arkham. But luckily the Edgelord shows up, and the two fight together. And finally put the stop to Arkham's plan.
Jackpot.
The amulets and the Force Edge fall to hell. Virgil dives after them, and Dante is right behind him.
Meanwhile,
What a surprise. Here I was looking for you, and lo and behold, you come to me.
Arkham first begs Lady for help, but then shows his true colors. He doesn't regret anything, and that all deaths caused by him, including Lady's mother, are justified, because he wanted to become a god.
Goodbye, Father. I thought I wasn't gonna cry.
Lady has finally gotten her revenge. In hell, Virgil and Dante clash in their final duel. They're evenly matched, but their ideologies could not be more different. Virgil fights for power and control, while Dante fights for balance and his own way of justice. They went toe to toe.
I prepared a special surprise. The power of my Mirror Force trap card.
Neither of them giving an inch. Every hit had an answer, every dodge a counter. Sweat flew with every swing. And then it happened. One final strike dropped Virgil to his knees. But instead of surrendering, he throws himself off the edge, to the depths of hell, slashing Dante's hand when he reaches for him. The tower crumbles, and Dante returns to Earth, with Force Edge in his hand. He and Lady meet at the city's ruins. As they look at the panorama, now cleared of demonic influence,
Are you crying?
Dante sheds a tear.
It's only the rain.
The rain already stopped.
After one last encore, we cut to a dim, rain-slicked city street, where a new shop flickers to life.
Wanna know the name? Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry 3 is an action game in which you juggle enemies in the air while doing sick tricks. But at the same time, it tackles deep and mature themes like identity and self-discovery, posing questions like who am I, what defines me, and what is my purpose. These questions constantly confront Dante throughout the game, since he isn't truly a demon nor human. At the beginning of the game, Dante rejects his heritage as the son of Sparta, even seeing it as a joke. He avoids acknowledging the pain tied to his bloodline and avoiding the painful memories, the loss of those dear to him, and trauma make him deny not just his demonic powers, but everything Sparta represents. But as the journey unfolds, Dante gradually stops running from that part of himself and realizes that his legacy is not a burden, but rather a reflection of who he is. By the end of the game, Dante embraces his heritage, not for power, but to follow what he feels is right, using his new strength to help rather than harm. At the end of the game, Dante accepts who he is. He's just and only Dante, and that's enough. Power versus humanity. Is it worth losing your humanity for power? Virgil embodies this conflict. He believes that only by becoming more demonic can he overcome, in his mind, the weakness of being human. His obsession with power is rooted in fear of vulnerability and the trauma caused by the attack that killed his mother. This concept is expanded upon in the Devil May Cry manga that follows V, the human half of Virgil, who's haunted by his past. As his body weakens, he begins to recall the life that Virgil tried to erase. The pain of losing his mother, the fear of being powerless, and the loneliness that drove him to believe that strength was the only way to survive. He remembers a child who once wished for his mother to save him, and how when no one came, he learned to depend only on himself, mistaking isolation for freedom. Through these memories, V realizes that Virgil's obsession with power was not born out of ambition, but rather from fear, a desperate attempt to shield himself from vulnerability and trauma. To sum up, it is kinda ironic and sad how his pursuit of power led to Virgil's downfall and near-death experience. The man has some serious trauma and mommy issues. What a package. Lady has a deeply human and emotional character arc in Devil May Cry 3. Unlike Dante and Virgil, whose stories focus around power and identity, Lady's journey is about trauma, revenge, and closure. Her story contrasts with supernatural elements of other themes and serves as the emotional core of the game. Her mission is to kill her father, regardless of who stands in her way, demon or human. She bears the weight of trauma, anger, and loss. Driven by revenge, she kills her father, but her voice trembles and she feels no triumph. All she could do is laugh through tears. Her father's death did not bring the closure she was looking for. However, by the end of the game, she becomes a changed person, with a new purpose: to kill all the demons and spare others from suffering she endured. Devil May Cry 3 is a game with a timeless story, well-written characters, amazing soundtrack.
Wanna listen to some tunes?
And sick gameplay that aged like a fine wine. Although the combat might not be as flashy as the DMC5 ones, it has aged quite well nonetheless. Well, that's everything. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. It really means a lot. Bye.
Man, I'm just so thankful that Netflix let Capcom make this game. I just wish that it was more similar to the anime.